What's going on, y'all? So, the debate has always been out since probably about 10 years ago. Who was better, or who was better, LeBron James or Michael Jordan? So, I found a cool website called StatHead, and I put in a comparison of LeBron James and Michael Jordan, and we're going to go over the stats, but it was a couple points that I want to make beforehand. Whenever I hear people talk about LeBron James, it's very obvious and evident that Clutch Sports has their hand on so many different media personalities. Gilbert Arenas, Shannon Sharp, most of ESPN in general. Why? How do I know that and why? I've never seen LeBron get negative coverage for really anything in my entire lifetime. And LeBron has been in the NBA basically my whole, so I graduated high school in '07. So I want to say LeBron came in the league in, what was it, 2003, 4. So since I was really, and that's when I started playing high school basketball. So, and I actually played in a tournament in St. Vincent St. Mary's for AAU. So like LeBron, Melo, and them, they were like when I was coming of age in sports, LeBron and Melo, those were the dudes. Like I named my late dog Melo, rest in peace. And the thing I noticed, I've never heard anything negative about LeBron really in the media. But the decision but even that was kind of tilted, if you know what I mean, where like it wasn't as bad and as that was super narcissistic what he did. Granted, he was a kid, so I give him a pass. And also LeBron James has been famous since he's been like 15. So I always give him a pass for that too. So I'm not a LeBron hater at all. So I know LeBron fanboys are going to come on this video and be like, oh no, because I'm going to I'm going to spoil it and give y'all my opinion at the front. To me personally, from watching these, I saw the tail end of Jordan. I got to see Jordan live one time when he came to Milwaukee. I got to see Kobe most of my career. Kobe came in '96. I was like, yeah, I was watching basketball in the '90s, but you know what I mean? Like we wasn't watching. So from the two, I put everything that I'm talking about besides Michael Jordan, because Michael Jordan was different when we was in the '90s. Like we would sit on Saturdays and watch Michael Jordan, even when I was a little kid, when I was 8, 9. Since I was conscious, I remember Michael Jordan being the dude and watching him and being amazed, right? With Kobe, everything from Kobe, I take him from the 2000s up. Pretty much after it's going to sound terrible. After his case, like I remember his All-Star game, his rookie game. I remember the dunk contest. That dunk contest was so lit, dog. And that's why people, and another one I want to, because it's going to actually come in and play in this. Ray Allen was not just a shooter. Ray Allen he could dunk. He was in a dunk contest. Ray Allen would smash on you. He played defense. Like Ray Allen was a full player. A lot of the LeBron fans think Ray Allen was just a spot up shooter. No, Ray Allen is an all-time great. Ray Allen should be in the same level if he wasn't in the Milwaukee market for so long. And he honestly, the AI finals, it was supposed to be the Bucks. If Big Dog didn't miss that little bunny hop jumper in the left corner again against the Sixers, the Bucks would have been in that finals with the Lakers, and the Bucks would have beat the Lakers. So I put that on there because the Bucks that year was crazy. Big Dog, Sam Cassell, Tim Thomas, Irvin Johnson, all of them. So I see Kobe and all of them like 2000s up. That's like when I actually understood what basketball was. I was playing basketball. I understood like the schematic part of it. I wasn't just watching dudes run up and down the court no more. I was understanding what was going on. I understood what roles people play, because I was a point guard. So I understood that, like, okay, some guys shoot, some guys pass, some guys rebound. Everybody don't got to do everything to be great. So I did understand that. I think that's one part that a lot of the younger basketball fans, anybody that's like 2010s and up, doesn't really understand that, like, because all they've seen is superstars. They didn't see when you had to have a team, a real team, to win. And LeBron going to South Beach with D Wade and Chris Bosh, who was an amazing player in Toronto. Like, people make fun of Chris Bosh because of like his demeanor and stuff like that. But Chris Bosh in Toronto was a monster, bro. Like a monster. Another one that I say that LeBron played with was Kevin Love. Kevin Love was a beast in Minnesota. I wouldn't call him a monster, but he was a beast in Minnesota. But Chris Bosh was a top 5 player in the NBA when he was in Toronto, easily, easily. And you can't really argue that. So I take all of the stuff, all my basketball stuff is 2000s and up. So Kobe in the 90s, I knew who Kobe was and I watched it because I remember the dunk contest and young Kobe with Eddie Jones and like Nick Van Exel, who's from Wisconsin. Like, and in those days, I remember those days when the Lakers had 4 players in the All-Star game. I remember them days. But I would say my real basketball, like, actually awareness came in the 2000s. So just to preface that first. Kobe Bryant and Michael Jordan are the 2 best basketball players I've ever seen play. Period. Like, period. Up, down, sideways, whatever way you want to play it, defense, offense, like every characteristic that you can think of, Kobe and Jordan are the best to me that I've ever seen play. I'll put it like, so my dad and them age, they used to talk about Dr. J and like them cats like that. So I get it, it's generational. And that's another thing I think this younger basketball like generation doesn't understand. Everything is generational. Like the players like Paul George are gonna be remembered like Clyde Drexler. Y'all probably a lot of them don't even know who Clyde Drexler is. Like they gonna remember like those players like I'm trying to think of like Eddie Jones and like they're gonna remember like those players where they were really, really good, but they're just in that generation. They're not great players. They're not all time greats. I do think they did the top 50 players of all time too quick because Scottie Pippen is probably top 15 players I've ever seen actually play a basketball game. Just saying. So let me stay on topic though. So Michael Jordan is number 1 to me. 1A and 1B is Jordan and Kobe. And then I don't even know if LeBron James really gets in my top 5. I'm being real. Like, and you can go by the stats and all that stuff, but it was an interesting stat I saw. I think Stephen A. Smith said it during one of the halftime shows on Christmas Day. LeBron James has played for 20 years. Jordan played for, I think, 13, 14? And then he missed some years in there too. So if you just like, we live in such a stat culture where everything is a stats. Like, oh, he got the record for this, the record for this, the record for this. But it doesn't take into account they changed the game of basketball to make it more conducive to LeBron James. How do I say that? LeBron James is basically a football player playing basketball. That's why I say like Bronny was at USC playing a wrong sport. I'm a former college DB coach. I would have made LeBron James Jr., Bronny, the best DB in the draft. If you give me a summer to work with him on just footwork and like actually understanding how to like understand his schematics, LeBron James Jr. could be one of the best safeties in the NBA. But I think he's soft. And not saying that from a negative way, he just never played football before. So like he wouldn't know how to come up and hit and do all it would be a mental hurdle for him. Could he physically do it? 100%. Mentally, I don't know if he got it there because all Bronny want to do is play video games. Let's keep it real, but that's everybody in that age range. That's all they want to do is play Call of Duty, play 2K, and kick it. Like it's a cultural thing and a generational thing. They changed the game of basketball for LeBron James. How'd they change the game of basketball? Steph Curry changed the game by allowing people to shoot threes. I remember growing up, I wasn't the best shooter until I got to high school. Then I was a serviceable shooter. I would hit an open shot when I was in high school. Before that, I couldn't shoot for shit. But I had a coach that helped me change my jump shot. I got my confidence up. I got contacts, so I could actually see what I was shooting at. And I started being able to hit knockdown threes. By sophomore year, I was a consistent, probably like 35% 3-point shooter in high school. Before that, though, a 3-point, unless you was wide open, was essentially a bad shot. And you would pretty much get taken out the game if you were shooting threes, unless it was a wide open three, like or a rotation three where you actually caught the ball in rotation and you got it in rhythm and shot it. If it wasn't a rhythm shot at three, it wasn't no dribble down the court and just pull up unless you was that dude. If you was at, I mean, Ricky, our stud that we played with, and look him up because he's one of the all time greats in Milwaukee. Ricky Franklin. Ricky Franklin could do what the fuck he wanted. He ended up being a star at UW Milwaukee too, playing in college. But I played with him in high school. Ricky could come down and pull up whenever he wanted to. There's certain players that could come up and pull up whenever they wanted to. But the average player on the team couldn't just shoot threes whenever they want to. If you was shooting too many threes, you was going to be on the bench. It was more of a game where it was facilitated to, all right, let's run the play and get an open shot. And that was basketball wide, not just high school. That was everywhere. Like, we're going to try to get an open shot, and then we're going to try to put our best scorers in position to score the bucket. When LeBron James came in the league, you saw the big power forwards that clogged the lane up because you usually had a center, you usually had a high-low with two big men. That's how I usually run. Like, so I'm going to try to do it on the screen. So if I'm in the paint, if it's the basket, if the mic is the basket, you would have a guy up here and a guy down here, and they would go like this pretty much the whole game, and they just rotating with the ball. So if the ball swing this way, that guy drop down, that guy go to the elbow. If it swing back, he go to the elbow, drop down. That's just how it works. Or he swing back, boom, and he'll drop down. And that's how offenses worked pretty much out of everybody. It really wasn't no difference in that. And when LeBron James came in, then they started getting the players, and the overseas kind of happened to this too, where the fours started coming out. So you was playing 4 out, 1 in. And 4 out, 1 in, what it does is it opens up driving lanes. And that's what LeBron James was. He's a drive to the basket. And like LeBron James is probably the best athlete to ever live. I'll give him that all day. So again, LeBron fans, I'm not a LeBron hater. LeBron James, he was going to be professional whenever sport he chose to play. He was all state in football as a sophomore in Ohio. And Ohio has some of the best football in high school football. The state of Ohio is some of the best football. That's why Ohio State is good. That's why Mount Union is good in D3. That's why Grand Valley State is good in D. Like that's why their college, like all their colleges, pretty much from all divisions, it's always one good Ohio school. It's because Ohio is just for some reason great football. That changed the game of having 4s and 5s that could extend out past the paint. And it opened up the lane. And that changed the game for LeBron in the NBA because now LeBron could drive to the basket. And that was LeBron's strong point. And I understand it from an NBA perspective too, because LeBron was marketed as the next Michael Jordan, the next big thing. When he came out of high school, they called him the king immediately. He didn't earn that title. He earned it as he played, but he was given that title before he stepped on the NBA court. He had all the sponsorships, all the deals, so it was a lot of money invested behind LeBron before he even stepped foot on the court. So, and he earned it because he earned it from his high school play. LeBron was a real deal. He was the first time that they was really playing high school games on TV, on national television. LeBron games was on ESPN when we was in high school. So I'm not knocking LeBron on that. This is not a LeBron problem. It is an NBA problem. or NBA, not even a problem, it's an NBA change. So changing that made it so that LeBron could operate in the best situation possible for LeBron to be successful. And why did they do that? Because it was a lot of money interest behind him, and he was extremely marketable. Married his high school sweetheart, had two sons. At the time he just had Bronny on the sideline with him. Steph Curry took a lot of LeBron's off the court demeanor, and it's just a light skinned version of it. But like it, so I'm not knocking LeBron, but to say that LeBron is better than Jordan when and the competition, and people always say the 80s had bad and the 90s was bad competition. Like, go back and look at the Pistons teams. Like, Dennis Rodman on the Pistons was basically a 6'9", 6'10" Draymond Green that could defend like Drew Holiday, could move like Drew Holiday. Like, he could defend everybody. So that means we switching everything. You could hand check. It was so much more physical. Now I see in the NBA, if two guys get up like that Tyler Harrow and Amen Thompson thing, that was a every game thing. Like something like that was happening. But the players now have gotten a little bit softer than they were back then, or a little bit more afraid of that conflict that they were back then. Like, you think the Oakleys and the Eddie Currys and the Zach Randolphs and them could play now? No, they was bullies. And bullies aren't allowed in the NBA. That's why Jokic could do what he could do. That's why Wemby is 117 pounds. Wemby would get destroyed. That's why I'm like, bro, if you put people talking about Wemby the best big man, like, bro, Tim Duncan would have went to work on him. Shaq would have went to work on. Wemby wouldn't have made it to the second half of the game because his body would be so sore from getting banged down there. It was a different basketball game. I said it in my other video about the NBA ratings. The basketball game they play now is not the basketball game I played. Is that right or wrong? I'm not saying that. It's not a right or wrong situation. It's just a matter of fact that this is a different game than what we played. It's not the same game. They took the European model and put it on the NBA once David Stern got up out of there. And then towards the end of David Stern's career too, that's when it started implementing. And then you had Dirk, and then you had after Dirk, a flood of players came over. Like, the first Euro step they call it Euro step because Ginobili was the first one to do it. Like, that game wasn't played. And even I look at the tempo of the game. The tempo that we play now, the NBA plays now, is the tempo that the Suns played with Steve Nash. I forgot their coach name. I want to. It's not Dang, I forgot their coach's name. But their coach was known for, the coach of the Suns back then was known for, to push the pace, shoot threes. And if you look back at the videos, the commentators, they used to always say you can't win that way until Golden State won a bunch of championships that way. Then it was okay. Like, the NBA has evolved from what it was. So you cannot compare LeBron James wouldn't be able to do what he does now back then because, believe it or not, a lot of them dudes back then was tremendous athletes. Like, tremendous athletes. Same size, same speed. It's names like Latrell Sprewell. Spree was a freak athlete, another Milwaukee cat. And I'm biased because he's a Milwaukee cat, but Washington High School. Spree was a tremendous athlete, bro. Until he choked up PJ Carlissimo. But you cannot judge LeBron James or Michael Jordan by LeBron James' status because Michael Jordan without hand checking, y'all, he's scoring 40 a game. Kobe without hand checking, he's scoring 40 a game. Y'all see an old, beat down, body tore up Kobe went out scoring 60. Now, Kobe would be able to do that. Kobe in his 20s would have been able to do that at least 2 nights a week. Because Kobe didn't care to pass. Like he didn't care to pass. Michael Jordan didn't care to pass. Like they didn't have that. Like they were there. They like, all right. Jordan is known for saying like, if he ain't practice hard, he ain't getting the ball in the game. Kobe the same way. Kobe modeled everything he did after Jordan. That's why I say he's 1B, because he modeled everything he did after Jordan. So let's go down some stat lines of this. All of the records and stuff that they say, this is one stat line that you cannot take away. Michael Jordan played 1,072 games. LeBron James has played 1,521 games. That's 500, almost 500. I'll even cut it in half. 450 more games that LeBron James has played than Michael Jordan. So you think about LeBron's average stat line. So career average, he averaged 27 points a game. This is for his career. 27 points a game, 7 assists. Where's his rebounds at? They don't have, 7 rebounds a game, right? So think about 450 more games, average of 27, 7, and 7, which is an amazing stat. LeBron is an all-time great, no question. No question. Top 10 all-time, no question. Even with the game being changed for him, he is still top 10 because he had to do it. And I'll talk about his body on when I finish going through the stats, because that's important too. Michael Jordan, his field goal percentage. So the field goal percentage is a wash. LeBron shot 50%, pretty much 50% for a career. Jordan 49% for a career. LeBron's a little bit better 3-point shooter, 34%. Jordan was 32%. Granted, LeBron has shot a lot more threes than Jordan, so I give him the nod on that. Free throw percentage 73, and again, this is another reason why I say like LeBron is not on the level of Michael Jordan, because he was a liability at the free throw line. I've seen LeBron miss so many key free throws and key moments in big games. I can't remember, and I know it happened, but I can't remember Michael Jordan missing a big free throw. It's a video I just saw him betting $500,000 in the fourth quarter of a playoff game with somebody that was on the line. Y'all can look it up. Like, he never missed in the big moments, and I've seen LeBron miss in the big moments way too much. And I've seen LeBron's whole career. Like and Jordan it may have happened to Jordan when he was younger, when you know what I mean? Like, I didn't see Jordan in the 80s. So it may have, but from what I remember, I don't remember Kobe or Jordan missing free throws in key moments of games. I just never saw it. And for Kobe, I seen damn near his whole mature career. Like, I've never seen Kobe miss a big time free throw. Like the game winner thing, okay, that is what it is. Like, I don't. They may have a stat on here, but not sure. Okay, championships, 4 to 6. I don't count that cup. I don't count it. I don't count the mid-season tournament. First team All NBA, Bron got 13, Jordan got 10. Bron's also played 6 more years, so got to keep that in mind. All NBA, he's pretty much got All NBA every year he's been in the NBA. Michael Jordan had 11. I think it was a little bit tougher to make All NBA back then. And again, I didn't see Jordan's 80s years. I didn't see him. So all defense, 6. Jordan got 9. MVPs, 4 and 5. And I go on the MVP. Like, people say the league is a little bit, it's more saturated now. For sure. The level of play, like Jordan was winning MVPs with Magic and Bird and them cats in the league, dog. T-Mac, he had to turn away Kobe. He had to turn away Penny Hardaway. Penny Hardaway, if you from Memphis and you watch this, tell me Penny Hardaway is not y'all Jordan. Penny's my favorite player of all time. Favorite guard of all time. Because Melo and him are like on the level. But before Penny got hurt, Penny is like, I thought Penny was better than Kobe. I thought Penny was the best player ever. A 6'7" point guard that could pass like he could pass. I remember going to a Bucks game with my pops in the tunnel, and Penny slapped my hand. And I ain't washed my hand for like 3 days. Like, I know I was like probably like, I think I was like 8 or 9, but still. All right, defensive player of the year. Jordan got it once. Bron has never got it. Finals MVP, 6-4. And if you really think about LeBron's finals, he got bailed out so much. And people say like, well, Steve Kerr and John Paxson bailed out Jordan. No, they didn't. They made one shot. And Jordan told them, you better make this shot because they're going to triple team me. Like, the most iconic shot I remember in my life is Jordan and Brian Russell at the free throw line, Jazz Bulls. Give me a better shot from LeBron than Michael Jordan at the free throw line, facing up, coming, crossing, pushing off a little bit, hitting the fadeaway, leaving the hand up. Give me a more iconic shot from LeBron James, and I'll give you that. But I don't think as one exists. And the All-Stars, Jordan 14, 20. And the last couple All-Stars for Jordan 2 was like the give me one. The Wizards All-Star game was like a give me one. Like, with just those, you can't. It's not enough to be the best of all time. It has to be definite. It can't be no debate or discussion. It has to be, if you go on GOAT, that's why I like football. Tom Brady is definite. Like, I'm not even a Tom Brady fan. But Tom Brady is definite. There's no quarterback I've seen, and I saw Tom Brady's whole career for the most part too. I remember when Drew Bledsoe got hurt and Tom Brady came in. I remember that. Tom Brady is he is hated more than Christian Laettner by most people. Like, you can't, it's gotta be definite if you're gonna be the best of all time. And playing the longest doesn't mean you're the best. And I want to cover something that I've covered in my last video about why the ratings are decreasing. It is 100% known that LeBron James took steroids. The media doesn't talk about it. Everyone else knows. Chael Sonnen said it. If something that big, LeBron James should be suing Chael Sonnen and Kevin Garnett because they both said it publicly. Kevin Garnett said it on his podcast with Paul Pierce. Chael Sonnen said it many times. And it was proven in all the documents of the actual doctor that got busted in Miami. Savannah was picking it up for him, or Rich was picking it up for him. So, and I'll give a good anecdotal evidence of this. When LeBron came back to Cleveland and was overweight, right? When he came back to Cleveland, he went down to Miami for 2 weeks and came back in the best shape of his life, and they won a championship. And still Kyrie had to hit the shot. You see what I mean? Like, stuff like that kind of, it's LeBron James will go down as Barry Bonds. Like, Barry Bonds, before the steroids, was the best player of all time until Shohei Ohtani. But Barry Bonds was winning AL MVPs before the steroids when he was with the Oakland A's. That's how LeBron James will be remembered when it's all said and done. I don't think LeBron James you could classify LeBron James as the best of all time. I think you can classify him as one of the greats. And that's still a huge accomplishment. Like, he has been the most consistent player of my life. That still don't make him the greatest of all time. At all. And I know all the LeBron fans that are going to be super fans and think I'm hating, and like, I've given LeBron so much credit in this video. You can't possibly see this as hating. LeBron is an amazing player, an amazing athlete. He's done a lot for basketball, a lot of negative, but also a lot of positive in extending the game. I 100%. But this is going to be a controversial take. When it comes to basketball greats, I would have to put Steph Curry over LeBron James. Why? He beat him. When they played head to head, he beat him. That's why, for a long time, why do y'all think that Isaiah Thomas wasn't on the Dream Team? Because Michael Jordan had to get him up out of there because he beat a young Michael Jordan. Isaiah Thomas fueled Michael Jordan's second half of his career of him just destroying the league. Because the Pistons used to beat the piss out of the Bulls. And them used to be tough, like hardcore series. So you need that. Every hero needs that antagonist in there. And I think that Steph Curry and people, you know what I mean, they say like, oh, Steph had a squad. Really? Did he? Like, and if he did, they drafted him like Draymond, like 6'8". Yeah, he good, but like Draymond is not an all-time great. He's an all-time really good guy. Klay Thompson's an all-time great shooter, but that's about it. And he's a pretty good defender too. I would say he's above average defender, really good, all-time great shooter. Draymond's a really good game manager. Draymond is the truest form of a point forward. He's a poor man Scottie Pippen. I'll give him that. Shout out Loon. JP came in. These two more Milwaukee Cats. JP came in and helped out win a championship, but like Iguodala's a savage. Iguodala's a all-time great six man. He's Jeremy. He's like a Posey. People that know NBA know who Posey is. Like it's too easy of a category to just say that these cats are great because you watching them. Don't let recency bias taint what the NBA is and what it was. I hope the NBA gets its ratings back together. One thing the NBA needs to do is to spread this talent out throughout the teams. This super team stuff is killing the NBA right now. I was watching the Magic game, and all I knew on the court was Paolo, and like they just hiding him away because he is a savage. Panchero should be top 10 in the league, but don't never talk about dog. Like it's such a they try to push such a star league, and I won't get into that because I did a video on that already. But the NBA is very, very fixable, but they got to bring back toughness. They got to bring back toughness is the big thing. They got to bring back schemes, and they got to stop focusing on the star players and focusing on the teams. All right, y'all. I know this video gonna get so much hate from the LeBron fans. I know it is. Undeservingly so, because y'all, I think LeBron's a good player. And that's a change because I used to be a LeBron hater. And I was a Melo fan, so that's like kind of how it worked, like that. But I don't even want to say this, but what y'all think? Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or LeBron? Put it in the comments. Just kidding, y'all. About peace.